Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos and Abuja. A reminder of our main stories. Tragic end for 13 passengers crossing the Link Canal in Lagos as boat capsizes. Presidency denies reports of resignation of Defense Minister Lieutenant General Aliyu Gusau. Nigerian UK government officials chart new course for the nation's economy, call for reforms in education and power, and search for missing Malaysia Airlines plane intensifies. Well, just a quick reminder that all our top stories are on our website, ChannelsTV.com, and on YouTube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, please visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. Of course, you can interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android and Windows 8 platforms. So if you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap on the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and then follow the instructions to share your reports, pictures, and videos. Well, speaking of those pictures, here are some that were sent in by our Eyewitness reporters today. From Abia is this picture of a broken down truck on this bad road used by commuters from the state to link Ikotekpene in Akwa Ibom. Our Eyewitness reporter says the road, which has been abandoned for over 2 years, is a death trap. And from Port Harcourt is a picture of this gridlock on Eleme Oil Mill Junction that was caused by trailers that have fallen along the road. And finally is this PHCN pole on Awolowo Way, very close to Computer Village in Ikeja. Residents in this area are asking officials of PHCN to come and remove the pole before it falls down completely. Well, we'd like to thank all our viewers for sending in those pictures and to ask those of you who haven't to do so. Now, the Federal Ministry of Finance has reacted to media reports suggesting that it turned down requests for information from civil society groups on appropriations and statutory transfers. The Special Advisor to the Minister on Finance, Paul Mwabwike, insists that the ministry has consistently implemented a policy of transparency and accountability in the management of the economy and public finances, as demonstrated in the monthly publication of allocations to the 3 tiers of government, regular updates on the status of funding of SureP programs, payments to oil marketers for verified imports of petroleum products, as well as other information. He also says that as a result of the implementation of such policies, about 45,000 ghost workers have been taken off the payroll and about 118 billion naira has been saved. While the commemoration of Nigeria's centenary has moved beyond the shores of the nation, as top government officials and private sector operators, and of course their British counterparts, gathered in London to mark the event. Our London correspondent, Doris Okemwa, reports that apart from a series of events organized by some UK government officials and Nigerians in diaspora, a business roundtable was convened to tackle the economic development of both countries. The Nigerian Business Roundtable was part of events held in the UK to commemorate Nigeria's centenary.
The important thing about diversity is its intimacy. It's the fact that we are all close together despite the differences.
The meeting, which drew eminent Nigerians and Britons as well as government officials from both countries, was to create yet again an opportunity for private investors and entrepreneurs to engage and find ways of boosting bilateral trade.
It is very important that we continue this very good relationship and to make sure that others do not come and take over if I'm in this exceptionally good position that we've had.
But at the heart of the discourse lies the much talked about checks and balances needed for a stable business environment in Nigeria.
Just one petrochemical plant in Trinidad and Tobago has 103 companies as offshoots. So imagine a complex that has a gas processing facility, has a petrochemical plant, has a fertilizer plant, has a deep sea port. The number of industries that will come out of that zone is beyond what you and I can imagine. And that will warehouse one of the biggest or the largest gas cities in Africa, the Ugirigbe gas city.
For you to succeed peacefully as a country, education and health must be at the top of the agenda, but accompanied by increase in power.
You look at this, it is a colossal problem to think about, and yet it is a whopping opportunity for investors. The reason is the suppressed demand for electricity in Nigeria is so huge today.
Development deficits and gaps in governance remain a greatly contested issue in Nigeria.
The thing is, power is a game changer for us. And once we have power that the entire value chain is plugged into, the earning power of the average Nigerian is going to go up.
We need to caution ourselves, we need to stamp our feet and demand that things be put right. We need to reduce the level of risk that the country is exposed to.
And as Nigeria continues to work on its international image, some would agree that to complete this picture, a lot of sorting out, a lot of fixing of internal issues back home needs to be addressed as well. Doris Okanwa, Channels Television News, London.
Well, from London, we move over to our Abuja studios. Linda Akigbe is standing by. Hey, Linda.
Thank you, Joma, and welcome to the nation's capital. Attention on Nigeria's 2015 general elections is increasing as international groups are urging that the polls be conducted fairly and peacefully. For the West African Network for Peace Building, the Independent National Electoral Commission cannot carry the burden of conducting the elections all alone. The group notes that the success of the elections is hinged on collective effort of all stakeholders. Now, ahead of International Day Against Racism, the United Nations High Commissioner on Human Rights, Ms. Navi Pillay, has promised to defend and uphold the rights of all persons across the globe. Ms. Pillay, who was on a working visit to the National Human Rights Commission in Abuja, says the UN Human Rights Commission will continue to encourage and assist governments to protect the rights of their citizens. She urged civil society and non-governmental organizations to report all cases of human rights abuses and violations to the Commission to reduce the culture of impunity across the world. The need to end the culture of impunity across the globe dominated discussions as the United Nations High Commissioner on Human Rights, Ms. Navi Pillay, paid a working visit to the National Human Rights Commission. She urged Nigerians to take advantage of the Commission by providing information of human rights abuses.
I am interested in personal stories. I am interested in data and information you can give me, because that is what will help me in helping you when I go back to Geneva.
A representative of civil society organizations criticized the Terrorism Prevention Act passed into law by the federal government for prescribing death penalty, while a human rights ambassador promised to partner with the National Human Rights Commission in promoting human rights.
The government passed the Prevention of Terrorism Amendment Act that imposed stricter punishment, including death penalty, for terrorism and related activities. We think that law is too wide and too draconian.
We are very proud to be associated with the United Nations in the protection and promotion of these rights.
The Executive Secretary of the National Human Rights Commission reaffirmed the mandate of the Commission to protect the rights of all Nigerians at all times.
Nigerians today have an opportunity of having this institution, the National Human Rights Commission, that will represent their dreams and aspirations. And this commission has been making efforts to ensure that it does indeed remain that institution that will rise and speak for those Nigerians who cannot speak.
A working visit by the United Nations High Commissioner on Human Rights to the National Human Rights Commission is aimed at forging a new partnership that would ensure the protection of people's rights. And that's all from Abuja. Back to you, Ijoma.
Well, thanks a lot, Linda, all the way from the nation's capital in Abuja. Now, when the news at 10 returns, President Jonathan orders forensic probe into NNPC accounts. That will be on Business News. Join us again.